Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 46, April 4th. It's 7:15. I've been hiking since just a little bit after 6:30. It really wasn't quite light enough to walk yet. So I left the shelter, walked over to the Mount Rogers National Recreation Area headquarters, filled up my water bottle, and stood under the porch for just a few minutes and headed out about 6:40, I guess. So I'm about a mile and a half from Partnership Shelter already. That's a very nice shelter. Definitely the nicest shelter I've seen so far. It's even nicer than Fontana Hilton. It has a shower and a sink in the back, but the water wasn't on. I guess maybe they don't turn it on until they know it's going to be warmer weather, or they have some kind of staff to make sure that check it so it's not going to be left on all the time. But there were 3 people there when I got there. Starbucks, Prith, and probation termination. And then I had leapfrogged Hickory a couple of times between Trimpe Shelter and there. He came in right behind me. But I ended up staying up in the loft. I didn't want to film there because there are already people there. So I didn't want to ask them if they wanted to be on video. But PT did some video of it, so if you're curious, you can watch his. It was very warm last night. Especially, I don't know if it was, well, I guess it was warmer in the loft than outside, and probably the bottom part, because there's not as much airflow up there, and it had been warm yesterday. But so I got in my bag, didn't even have my liner, and pretty much left it halfway unzipped and had my arms out to start out with. And I didn't even have to sleep in my windstopper hat. So I slept about from 8 to 5 pretty much. And I woke up and I was ready to get going because I have to do 11.5 miles to Highway 81 to meet my sister at noon. She's got a box for me. And I'm going to look at the weather, and I may have her take me back to her house for showering and laundry, and to avoid quote-unquote cold temperatures tonight. Supposedly below freezing. That's what some people were telling me at the shelter. And they said it was supposed to snow Friday night. So I gotta look at the weather, see what's going on. And make a decision. I don't think it's going to be as cold as it was in Smokies or that first couple of days coming out of Irwin, but be nice to have some consistent spring weather. I don't think there's any features coming up until I get close to 81. There's a Settlers Museum. So maybe a short video today. All right, with that, reboot heading north. About 10:15. We're about a mile and a half down from Chatfield Shelter, almost to 81. That noise you hear is the Matrix. Temperature has definitely dropped from when I was at Partnership Shelter, so feels like colder weather coming in. This is the Linda Mood School at the Settlers Museum. They used to have, or I thought they had trail magic in there, but there was nothing in there. Maybe it's too early. When you first go in the door, there's a sleeping bag and a pillow to the right. It didn't look like something a backpacker would use. And then to the left was a set of Crocs and a sleeping bag and a mat. It was more akin to what a thru hiker might use, but I don't see anybody around here, so weird stuff going on at the Linda Mood School now. All right, 2.8 to Highway 81. About a mile and a half from Highway 81. If you can see those trucks just over the hilltops there. It's about 11 o'clock and got a little over a mile to get to the barn and meet my sister. And I was just going to pick up my box and keep going, but it's supposed to get cold tonight, so I may go stay at her place and do laundry and shower and have her bring me back in the morning. There's a boardwalk through a marsh. I thought these were only in New Jersey. I just want to do a wrap-up video for today. I'm almost to the barn, about 3/10 of a mile. It's 11:20 and 11 and a half miles so far, starting out at about 6:45, so I'm pretty pleased with myself for being able to get here. Started off with a lot of PUDs up right after Partnership and not really any big climbs, and then once you get past Chatfield Shelter you can just cruise on down, but a lot of rocks in the beginning before Chatfield up on the ridge walks and then coming down to Chatfield. So I heard people say Virginia was rocky, not like Pennsylvania rocky, but still rockier than any of the states that I've been through so far. So it's a little annoying and beats on your feet, but just going to have to get used to that. Hopefully get me prepared for Pennsylvania. So I'm going to go up here and meet my sister at the barn, and going to get cleaned up and get some good food. So with that, it's all good in the woods.